Okay, so to begin the DIY, I'm starting off with my picture frames. Now I have 6 in total. I have 4 11 by 14s as well as 2 of this perfect square frame. It fits a 5 by 7 and 2 2.5 by 3.5 picture frames. Now all of these I did purchase at the Dollar Tree, and I purchased them all in black. Now, what I did was I took 2 of the 11 by 14s as well as 1 of these, and I removed the paper, the cardboard, the glass, as well as the metal tabs that hold everything together. So once you've done that, you're going to place them on top of the other 11 by 14s and then this square frame here, so that in the end we will have 3 trays. The 2 11 by 14s are going to be the bottom and center of the DIY, and then this one here is going to be at the very top. Now to glue these frames together, I will be using E6000 glue as well as hot glue. So once I've glued them all together, we'll move on to the next step. Frames are all glued together. Now after you've glued them together, you're going to go ahead and remove the backing of the bottom frame, and now you're going to want to insert your poster board. And I purchased the poster board at the Dollar Tree. It is the metallic poster board. It's from Jot, and you do get 5 pieces in this package, and the colors are so beautiful and vibrant. It will work great with this project because it goes so nicely with the toy soldiers. So I have already done the 2, the one at the very bottom and the middle tray. I chose blue and red, and then for the top tray I am going to use the gold. Now with all of these, with both of the sizes of these frames, you're going to have to cut the poster board down to size, but it's very simple. You just take the piece of paper that comes in your frame, then place it on the poster board, trace that off, cut it off, and then just insert it into your picture frame. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this last one, and then we'll move on to the next step. Finish lining the inside of the picture frame or the trays, and now the next step that I'm going to do is optional, and this is why in the list of supplies the item that I'm going to be using is listed as optional. If you are very careful when you are applying your glue, you don't need to do this step, and it's going to look great just the same. But I am doing this more so for myself because I want this finished look, and this is why I'm doing it. Now on the inside of the picture frame or the tray, again, if you're very careful, you don't have to fill that in. I had done a previous DIY, and I will post the link in the description box below, and I had made a farmhouse tray, and on the inside, because it was similar to this, only I had added 1 more frame, so it was a little bit higher. But on the inside, I lined it with a jute twine rope because I had applied a little bit too much glue and I didn't like seeing the glue. Now this time, as I said, I was very careful with applying the glue, and the inside looks fine. Not only that, I don't want to apply a jute twine on the inside because this is a dessert or cupcake tiered stand. And so if any icing or anything like that gets on the jute twine, it would just be a lot harder to clean that off. So I'm going to leave it just as it is. It looks fine. And but on the outside of the frame, I will be adding these tumbling blocks. It's a tumbling tower game. So there are 36 blocks in a package, and I am just going to be adding these around the perimeter of the tray. Now, I'm going to space them out because I don't want to have a whole bunch. I just really wanted to add a little bit of a wooden element because the toy soldiers, their faces are of, well, they are made of wood, but the actual face is a plain wood like this. So I kind of want to add a little bit of that into the tray just to pull it all together. So again, this step is optional. You don't have to do it. It will look fine just as it is, as long as you are careful with your glue. But I'm going to go ahead and start applying my blocks to the edge of the tray, to all three of them. And to apply this, I will use my E6000 glue as well as my hot glue. Okay, so for this next step that I will be doing, I thought I'd just let you know in case you do decide to do this as well. When you're putting your blocks around the edge of your tray, you just want to make sure that you figure out first how you're going to be laying them down so that they look fairly even. So what I like to do is the first two blocks, I glue them right to the end so that I know that my ends are going to look nice and finished. Then I find the center point and I place my center block. Then what I'll do is I'll just space the two out evenly in between these two, the center and the edge, and then I'll do the same for this side as well. Now if you want, you can just take a pencil and then mark your spots where the blocks are going to be placed. This way when you go to glue them down, you know exactly where they're going. Apply your E6000 glue, hot glue, place them down. Do this to all three pieces and then we will move on to the next step. Okay, so just before I add my toy soldiers, I flipped my bottom tray upside down and I want to add some feet to this. Just in case I want to lift this up, I'll be able to put my fingers underneath and then lift the whole thing up if I want to. So all I'm using for that, again, are the tumbling blocks. I'm using 12. I have 2 in each corner and then 4 in the center. And again, I'm just gluing this down with the E6000 glue and the hot glue. And you just want to make sure that you only glue it on the back of the frame and that it doesn't touch the cardboard. This way, you're still able to change the inside of the frame. You know, if you want to change the paper or add some pictures, you can still do that. So just make sure you add it only to the edge of the back of the frame. All my blocks are on the perimeter of each tray as well as underneath the bottom tray. Now I'm ready to start gluing down my toy soldiers. Now for the first tray, which is the bottom tray, there will be 5 toy soldiers placed or glued on the tray. Now if you decide to do this DIY, I would recommend that you get the toy soldiers with the flat hats. Now I had to get 2 with the rounded hat because I needed 10 and I could only find 8 with the flat hats. So that's no problem. I'm just going to take some sandpaper and rub that down and flatten out the surface a bit and it should be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 toy soldiers and place 1 in each corner of the bottom tray. And I will glue these down at the bottom with E6000 as well as hot glue. Now I want 2 toy soldiers facing me, and then I will have 2 facing the opposite way because I want it to look like they're guarding whatever is on these trays. And then with that rounded toy soldier, the rounded hat that I will sand down, I will place him center, right in the center of the bottom tray. Okay, so now working with that top tray, which is our square picture frame, I went ahead and turned it over so the right side's facing down. I took 4 more of my nutcrackers, so I will have 1 left remaining for the top. And I've already gone ahead and done these 3. I just placed some E6000 glue and hot glue on the top, turned it over, and then glued it to the cardboard. Now with this, you want to make sure that you keep away from that corner. Evenly do all 4 of the nutcrackers, but just keep away from, like you don't want to butt it up right to the corner, because if you do, then there's a chance that the glue will adhere the cardboard to the picture frame. And I don't want that to happen because I want to be able to remove the cardboard if I want to change out the picture frame, the paper on the inside. So also remember when you're gluing these down to keep 2 nutcrackers facing towards you and 2 facing away from you. This way when you place this tray on top of our middle tray, then they will all look the same. There'll be 2 facing towards you and 2 away from you. So I'm going to go ahead, add the glue to this one here, glue it down, let that dry, and then we will work on our last nutcracker. Okay, so now I have my last nutcracker that I need to finish off for this project. And to do this, I will be using 2 soap dish holders from the Dollar Tree. And I didn't notice this until I peeled the sticker off to spray paint the 2 that I have drying right now, that these are BPA free, which is great. Now, as I said, I spray painted 2 of them already. And for this, I use the Rust-Oleum paint and primer in semi-gloss. And just a little tip, if you're going to do this and you're going to paint them, the one on the bottom, so I will be gluing the nutcracker to one. This soap dish is facing right side up. So when I spray painted it, I just spray painted the bottom and the edge, because being that it's plastic, the black comes through, and when I'm wiping this down, you know, dusting and cleaning, I would just prefer wiping the plastic so that I don't have to worry about the paint chipping off. And then with the second soap dish holder, I will be placing it upside down, so the front or the right side will be facing down, and I'm just going to glue that on top of his head. And when I spray painted this one, I painted the face or right side up of the soap dish as well as the sides. And for this, I will be using, to glue them down, E6000 and hot glue. And once I have my other 2, once they're dry, I will glue them on, and then I will put everything together to show you the completed look. All right, everyone, so here is the completed tiered stand, and I am so happy with how this has turned out. I absolutely love this. And as you can see, this is not a small piece. It is a very large piece, and I would say I spent about $26 to make this. In case you're wondering, I used 76 blocks to put around the perimeter of the trays and then to place on the bottom for the legs. Now you do get 36 blocks in a box, so that would mean that I was just over by 4 blocks, and those would be the 4 that I placed in the center of the bottom tray, which I don't know that you would need them, but I did place them there for extra support for anything that I had on the tray. So I mean, just to be safe, I'd get 3 boxes if this was something you were gonna do, or else if you didn't want to do that and you just wanted to leave it black and not have anything around the perimeter of the frames, it would look great as well. But I'm really glad that I did add it, because it really warms up the piece. And not only that, but it also is extra support to keep those 2 frames that I glued together in place. So that's another plus. But I just absolutely love this. And you know, I know $26 may seem like a lot for the Dollar Tree, but if you think about it, this piece here, I mean, look at the size. It is huge. It is a very big piece, which would make a great statement piece if you're having a get together or if you're using this for a party. I mean, really, it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. And the great thing about it is that when you want to use it this way, you can, but you can also take it apart. So it's actually 3 pieces in one. You have the 2 bottom trays here that are attached. So this would be 1 piece. Then this second portion here, you can take it off and use it someplace else. And then of course the toy soldier, or not toy soldier, the Nutcracker that sits on top, you can use this exactly for what I used it for, just to add some color with these floral picks, or you can also use this as a candle holder, and it's absolutely darling. Now if I were to take this apart, I would most likely either keep this piece right here on my island or use it on my table, you know, maybe put a floral arrangement on top. And if it were on my table, I'd probably keep like the salt, the pepper, some napkins below. Or you could keep this by your coffee bar, add your mugs to the bottom, just as I've done here. These are from the Dollar Tree. And if you've seen these, you know that they are a very large mug. And I only have 4 in here, but 6 do fit comfortably. This is a very big piece, and if you were using this for cupcakes, you would definitely fit a ton of cupcakes on this. It is huge. So to me, the money was well worth it to spend it, because I did get, for one, a very large piece that I've made, but I didn't just get 1 piece, I actually got 3. So if I had to take this piece off here, what I was thinking is during the winter months, I could even have it by my sink and use it to put my dish soap, my hand soap, perhaps a little candle, and it would really make a nice decor piece there. Now these Nutcrackers that I have here, for what I'm using it for, as you can see, I have things placed on it and it's holding up just fine. But I will say, if you were gonna put something heavy on here, the Nutcrackers are a little bit flimsy. So although they are in place, if you did want to make this more durable, then I would recommend the Dollar Tree sells some wooden dowels. You could just glue them in between the Nutcrackers and then you would have a stronger piece. But like I said, it's holding up really well. I mean, if you're not placing anything super heavy on it, then it's absolutely fine. And then of course with this last piece here, as I said, you could use this as a candle holder. It's absolutely adorable. Or use it to place these floral picks just as I've done. But this would even be great on the other side of the sink, which is what I might end up doing. And I can use it again as a candle holder, or it would even be great to use to place your rings in there. You can really use this piece in so many ways. And if you know the way my thinking is, and if you've seen my channel, I always love when you can take a piece and then use it in more ways than one. And this piece definitely is one of those DIYs where you can use it. It's very versatile in more ways than one. And I am so pleased with how this has turned out. So that'll do it for this video, guys. I really hope that you liked this. If you did, please like this video. It really helps my channel. I would appreciate it if you could share it. Again, that helps as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I really do hope you consider it and that you do subscribe. That would be awesome. So as always, guys, you take care of yourselves. I hope you're all doing well. And of course, I hope to catch you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.